on for your face.
My face.
We're all going to get it on YouTube.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, we're all going to be on. We're going to be on YouTube later. What do I do with my speech here? Down here. Yeah, you're grabbing my paperwork here.
I'm sure.
Right. Right. Matt Sweetwood. Thank you for having me tonight. It's really a pleasure to be here. My name is Matt Sweetwood. I'm president of Unique Photo. That's New Jersey's coolest camera store. We're actually the most delectable camera store, we've been told before. And we're just located a few minutes down the road. Any of you here been to my store before? I don't know, I hope so. A few of you have. We're right down the road. And I have to tell you that I have 3 kids in college, and I have 2 ex-wives. So if anybody needs a new camera, this would be my appeal for donations. Please feel free to come in. It would really be delectable for you to come in and visit with me. Usually when I speak or I write, it's on photography in the camera store business. I've appeared on the Today Show, I've been on CBS, I've been on Fox News, I've been on many media outlets, internet venues, all over the place as a photography expert. This has been my professional life for 30 years now, but tonight is the very, very first time that I'm going to talk on this subject, which is a very personal one to me. And it's a lot harder to speak on personal subjects than it is on technical or subjects so you'll have to bear with me. It's a little bit of an emotional topic for me. I am 50 years old, and I'm the father of 5 children. I'm the single father of 5 children. Now, what makes that especially unique is that I've been essentially their sole parent for 18 years. That means today, those 5 kids, 3 girls, 2 boys, actually maybe I should be saying 3 women and 2 men, are ages 19 through 26. And I have to tell you that I am dazzled, grateful, believing in divine intervention, and bald. Today, my children are doing fabulously well, almost by any measure. However, it wasn't so clear a few years ago that things were going to turn out so well. In 1996, when my youngest was 18 months old and my oldest was 8 years old, their mother left them. Yes, you heard me correctly. Their mother, my wife, left her 5 children, 18 months through 8 years old. So everybody asks this question, so why would a mother give birth to 5 children and leave? I mean, it's really the obvious thing to ask. Well, the children's mother and I, we were married very young. I was an innocent, I always say innocent, 23 years old, and she was 24. Really, though, I didn't find this out until after we were separated 8 years later. She was really 27 when we got married. So there's a little bit of deception from the start. She got pregnant immediately after we were married, even despite the fact that she insisted she had fertility issues. I discovered after our 5th child was born that her volatile and abusive behavior throughout the marriage was caused by her borderline personality disorder. It's also known as BPD for short. Yeah, she had an actual DSM-4 diagnosed disorder. And one of the numerous behavioral characteristics of BPD is a marked lack of identity in the affected individual. Babies gave her a sense of identity, and so she really wanted to have babies. And she became fanatical about having babies. And once the babies got a little older, she no longer felt that sense of identity with them, and she would emotionally discard them. And then she would continue to need another baby fix. I wanted to please her. I didn't want to be treated badly, and that's how we ended up with 5 children. Shortly after our 5th child came, she became unacceptably abusive and violent towards me and the children. Finally, she left in a series of psychotic episodes right in front of the children and moved in with her boyfriend in an apartment 45 minutes away. So you can imagine the scene. The divorce itself was ugly, very public, groundbreaking, and irrationally expensive. I was outcast by the courts, community, schools, friends. Most found it hard to believe that a mother would leave 5 children unless I had done something horrible to her. The judicial system begrudgingly relented in the end, knowing they could not entrust 5 children to a diagnosed BPD, and compelled my ex-wife to consent to giving me full custody. During the legal proceeding, she visited them occasionally, but eventually she disappeared from their lives. She hasn't seen or spoken to them in over 12 years. If you can believe it, she still collects large sums of money from me. That was a scary and lonely time for me. It was a time when I thought God had given me more than I can handle. The kids were acting out. They were hurt, afraid, traumatized, and dysfunctional. My 4 oldest children in particular were clearly suffering the psychological effects from abuse of a parent and abandonment. My thoughts went to what their future would hold for them. The teenage years were coming very soon, and that's a very difficult time, even under the best of circumstances. What we were going to be in for? Would they ever be able to function in school? Would they ever be able to trust enough to have a relationship on their own? Would they grow up to be serial killers? That thought actually crossed my mind. I realized that the journey was going to be my sole responsibility for the next 18 years or more, good or bad. So here we are right now. Those 18 years have passed. As I just stated a few minutes ago, my children are doing fabulously well. So please indulge me just for a minute and let me tell you what they're up to now. My oldest daughter, Michelle, is 26. She just graduated from Northwestern University in a money-saving 3 years and 1/2 with a degree in communications. Michelle is street smart, organized, and industrious, just like her dad. She now works for a Fortune 10 company in corporate communications and is engaged to be married in December. Her fiance is a doctor, and I guess that's a dad's stereotypical best case scenario. My oldest son, Ben, is 25. After taking a winding journey, and painful for me to some extent, through his attempts to be an actor, has somehow gotten himself into Columbia University and is studying political science. He's been continuously on the dean's list, and this summer he's working in Washington, D.C. as a personal research assistant to a well-known political pundit who we see on TV frequently. Ben has an unusual and brilliant sense of humor and is a phenomenal writer. My younger son, Zach, is 23. He was an all-state soccer player in high school, and I had the thrill of watching his team win the New Jersey State Championship. College was not for him, and after some journeyman jobs and after some maturing, he is now working at Unique Photo with me. He manages several aspects of the business. He's a joyful person with an undefeatable smile and a valuable asset to me. My middle daughter, Rebecca, is 21. She's finishing her college degree at George Washington University, also in a money-saving 3 years and 1 summer. She's an honors student in the Elliott School of International Affairs. She's fluent in Mandarin, and she'll be working for the U.S. State Department in the fall. Rebecca is sweet, caring, and empathetic. Her boyfriend is a student at GW Medical School, so it looks like she's going to provide that stereotypical best-case scenario for me. My youngest daughter, Sarah, just turned 19. I've always have and always will call her my munchkin. In the past, she was not as academically gifted as her 2 older sisters. But this year, she just completed her first year at Pace University. She took 10 classes, she got 10 A's, and has a 4.0 average. She possesses a maturity and understanding of people beyond her years. She doesn't have a boyfriend, she doesn't have a doctor boyfriend, and I actually prefer it that way. The amazing journey I have been on begs so many meaningful questions. How did this happen? How did I actually pull off raising 5 kids on my own? How did I end up doing what I could never imagine doing or being? Having children that I could hardly imagine, given their traumatic experiences, could amount to anything positive, much less turn out to be the amazing, happy, healthy, and kind human beings they are today. Clearly, I am not Superman, but I am super compelled to keep living the question. What does it mean to not only be a single mother, but to be a single dad in this country? Whether the dad has joint custody or full custody, I have gone through and continue to go through alone what many other fathers go through. All of us single dads have been paving a largely ignored and silent path. I believe that my journey has placed me in a unique position to be a not-so-silent leader on this path so that other fathers do not feel isolation, shame, fear, and injustice. I'm going to be there to help them as I did and still do at each new phase of their lives. I know one thing for certain. My 5 children bring me joy that is beyond description. I came into this journey not believing in much power out there beyond myself or oneself. Now, although I still can't explain it, I know in my heart that I'm a dad by divine intervention. Thank you.